So, what are we doing today? We're going to look at troubleshooting bottlenecks, specifically some I/O issues. So I'm going to show you one case of troubleshooting an I/O issue with ControlUp. We're going to see some alerting capabilities with our new mobile application, and specifically on slow logins, and also investigating slow logins a bit in depth. And I want to say a couple of words about the script-based actions platform, which integrates PowerShell really nicely into ControlUp. So any of you who are into PowerShell, I hope you like this. So following Alex's advice, there'll be no slides today, only live demos. So
Live demos, okay.
yeah. What could go wrong? I mean,
Remember that guy in Rome?
Okay, so so far everything seems to be working. This is our lab. I'll try to zoom in every time you don't see anything. Just holler out, and I'll try to zoom in and show better. So, ooh. You can still hear me? Okay, cool. So every time I come here, let's go. Okay. So this is ControlUp. ControlUp is a real-time management and monitoring solution for anything Zen app, Zen desktop, VMware View. Actually, let's look at our small lab environment over here. So what do I have here? I have VMware View, a couple of versions. I have Zen app 5.0.6.5, Zen desktop 5.6, 7.6. So first thing that you should know about ControlUp is that we can manage and monitor all of those environments in the same console. So this is something that I hear more and more, that customers have, say, Zen app, and they're starting to play with the newer version, starting to play a little bit with Zen desktop, and putting like a small demo environment or a small silo for the newer versions. So first thing you should know about ControlUp, we can do all of those products in one console, so you can see them side by side. You can search for sessions, as you will see momentarily. So I have a little bit of all of those products in this environment. So let's start with a basic drill down on an I/O issue that I'm having here. So I have here, a second, yeah. So I have here an ESX host running a lot of data store IOPS. Right? We support ESX and Zen Server, no Hyper-V yet, but it's coming really soon. Does anyone using Hyper-V in this room? Consolation shots for everyone. So, no. Excuse me? KVM. Right, the next after Hyper-V we're going to add KVM, but thanks for the question. So, So if we look at the hypervisor, I can just double-click on the hypervisor and see the machines running on it. And let me just connect to the whole environment for a second.
Well, you don't do this while really do you? Yes.
Yes, of course. What's the fun in not doing live sessions? So
Question for you.
yes.
Before we go too far. So if you pick hypervisor of your choice, what technology do you use to extract the data?
Okay, we're for hypervisor. That's a great question. So yeah, I think.
Hypervisor of your choice. Hyper-V, VMware, what do you do?
Right. So for vSphere, we're talking to vCenter, right? Using API. So and for Zen Server, we're talking to the pool master with API. So no agents on the hosts. Okay. So that's.
In other words, you know the fact that hypervisor, so everything's still supportable. You're trying to pull data from.
Yeah. We're pulling data. Basically, we're combining, and this is something that you will see in a second. What ControlUp does is combines data from the hypervisor layer with data from inside the machines. So for inside the machines, we're using some deeper monitoring, and as you will see in just 1 second. So if I double-click on that host, I can see the machines running on the host. And if I identify a machine that I want to click into, and this is where the integration kicks in, right? You can double-click on the machine and see the users running on the machine. And if you double-click on a user session, you will right away see the processes running inside that particular user session. Now, if we just create a small load of IO meter, I guess you're familiar with that. So right away, let's do the same kind of drill down, right? So you're actually, if we drill down into a host, you see the VM that's misbehaving, right? In a second, the stress level will go up. The stress level is actually a flexible metric which you can customize. So in this case, it will reflect our write IOPS, and it will go into high stress level. And when I double click on the machine, I can see that the actual user session has gone into critical stress level. And if I double click on that, I go right into the processes layer. And in this case, I identify the Dynamo exe process, which is causing my high IO utilization. Now, normally, what you would do from here is say, OK, this is a bad offending process. I would need to kill it or something. From ControlUp, you can actually do a cool thing. And you can right-click the actual process. And you can take a screenshot of the user activity. And you can actually see that this is someone running IO meter. So you can take live screenshots of user activity. You can do this with user permission, without user permission. And if you have any policies restricting that, so you can actually disable taking screenshots altogether. You can disable taking it with user permission. So it's very, very customizable. Yes? And also, Sasha had a question before you. Sorry.
I think I asked you this last time, but I'm old and the memories are vanishing and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. But mostly, in my experiences, people call me and say yesterday.
Yeah.
It was like
That's a really good question. So
normally I never thought this. I'm not looking all the time on these pointers and waiting that something goes wrong. Mostly they call me like for a few hours of last day was something wrong.
So hang in just a few more minutes, and you'll be able to see some of our new plans for the next version. And we're going to address, so basically the question is, what if it happened yesterday and I'm not there to see it at that moment? So hang in with this question, OK? So in this case, I can always kill the process, right? So let's just, we have a variety of ways of killing processes with ControlUp. If I kill the process, again, everything's in real time. So within just a couple of seconds, the process will die, and you'll see everything coming back to normal, including the machine and the hosts and all the hosting infrastructure. You'll see everything coming back right to normal after I killed that process. It will take a second for the host to calm down, but the process is already dead, and the problem is resolved. Let's. In the meantime, it's still cooling down, right? Let's see. Is it still running? Still running? No, it's not running anymore. So we should be good within just a second. Yeah, you see the data stores are already dropping. The read-write IOPS are already dropping, and the stress level will go down as soon as the average goes down. So this is one way of identifying root causes of issues with ControlUp. Another way of browsing your environment, and again, remember, we can have different environments plugged in here, Zen apps, Zen desktop, several versions. You can use the flat views. So for example, the sessions view shows you all the user sessions on all your different environments. And by the way, those could be different Active Directory forests, even with no trust between them. So as long as you have credentials to manage them, you can plug them all into one console. And in this case, I have just about 40 user sessions running in the entire environment. And what I'm going to do is to search for a specific user. So just pick a name of a user and type the name. And within a second, it filters to show you instantly the users that you're looking for. There is no database queries involved here. Everything's in RAM, so everything is really snappy. If you have thousands of users working in a console, it will work just as fast. Any questions so far? Anyone? OK. Yes?
Do you need the Active Directory at all to use it?
Yes and no. You need no. Actually, there is a bit of a hack. Yeah. go ahead. So thanks for the question. You do need Active Directory. The official prerequisite for ControlUp is to have Active Directory in place. But we do have an unsupported hack which you can use to monitor workgroup computers. Talk to me afterwards. We have the instructions for that.
We have a central ControlUp server with 10 different customers with 10 different domains and monitoring.
Oh yeah. We have quite a few customers, managed service providers that are doing multi-tenant environments. So yeah, very interesting work we can do with ControlUp for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
By using remote assist to ensure the interactive screen for the user, using remote assistance to do that, or what do you do?
We can talk about the technical details later offline. This is not remote assistance. Okay, we're using our own code for that, but we do support remote assistance as well. Okay, you can do actually assist the user with remote assistance and session shadowing and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah.
Do you support double question?
Double questions are not supported in this. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, just another short glimpse of the flat views. So in this case, the flat view I'm showing to you right now is the processes view. In my case, I'm showing about 3,000 processes. But again, in a larger environment, this could be 100,000 processes. And all you need to do to search for a specific application is just to type the name. So if I type Internet Explorer, it filters instantly. I have about 70 of those running, and I can perform actions on all of them. Like again, if you want to log off a user, shut down a terminal server, force reset a VM, there's really a large number of actions that you can do with ControlUp. So one of the interesting columns, the new functionality that I promised, is something that we released earlier this year. Is called Logon Duration. Basically, a lot of other products are doing Logon Duration monitoring. Let me show you our take on Logon Duration monitoring. So in this case, I have a Logon Duration column, which is showing the number of seconds it took each user to log on. Let me just generate a simple login here to one of the servers. Right, what I did is just initiate a login, which is going to, wait, who is this? By the way, we do have a RDP connections manager included as well. So let me just generate a couple of logins here. And what I want to show you is our way of alerting you of slow logins. So again, real time, you want to know when is something like this happening. So when we started introducing the Logon Duration column, in customer sites, you start seeing weird stuff like people who are taking 40 minutes to log on consistently and not complaining. That's government mostly. So yeah, they're working consistently 40 minutes log on, no complaining, every day, everything is fine. So what we discovered is it's more common than you would think. Let me show you our, again, new development. This is our mobile app, and when the long and slow login is going to be over, I'm supposed to get a mobile push notification that is going to alert me about this. So let's actually see this guy is really taking its time. So
You can find out why the logo is so slow.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to show. So in a second, we're supposed to, within a minute, we're supposed to get an alert about the slow login, and then we'll try to go about seeing why is this particular session was so slow to log on. Yes.
By your definition, when do you start monitoring the beginning of the logon process, and why do you define the logon process as being ended?
Okay, so great question. First of all, we're starting with the end of the authentication phase. Yeah. So Roy, we're starting with the end of the authentication phase, and then for published applications, it's the time when the published application is started, is when we're considering the logon process to be done. And for desktop sessions, that's the time when the start menu is actually responding, right? So this is what you would normally do as a user, right? You log on to a desktop, and if the start menu is not responding yet, then you're not done logging on yet, right? Even if it's there, even if it shows. So that's what we're trying to do with ControlUp. So yes. Yes.
How about applications?
AppV applications. So
On a Citrix desktop.
yeah. So anything that is a Windows process, right? And the AppV application, of course, is in the end essentially a Windows process that you're seeing running, right? It's absolutely supported. So
Do you differentiate logons versus Reconnect?
yeah, you can actually. Let me show you a couple of alerts we're showing. So this is the mobile application I was telling you about. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. So so here's an alert about a slow logon, right? So a slow logon here in this case is showing as because the group policy took more than 30 seconds, and that's what I set up for logon. This time I didn't get an alert. Of course, the demo gods should be only half with me and half with Alex. So so yeah. So this one is past alert I've got. This is a type of alert that you get about a slow logon and the logon duration and the group policy time. And the session reconnects, you can set a trigger for session reconnects, and I just happen to have a trigger, an alert about this. Okay, so basically every time I reconnect to my session, I get an alert here that my session state has changed from disconnected to active. Okay, and you get a real-time alert about that. You can get an alert by mobile and by email as well. Okay, so let me show a different area of the product which deals with script-based actions. Script-based actions is actually, the history is kind of interesting. We kept introducing newer actions into ControlUp all the time. So people were asking for more actions, like, for example, just yesterday in the Citrix user group, the German user group that was here in Berlin. Yeah, thanks to Roy. So we were showing ControlUp, and no, wait, we still owe him, right? Yeah. So our great German partners, BrainCon, where are you guys here? There you are. So Andreas and Sasha are here, our great German partners who are showing ControlUp to a lot of customers in Germany and can tell you a lot of great things about ControlUp, what we're doing on the German market. So they were saying that a lot of customers actually love ControlUp, and one of them loves ControlUp so much that the only thing they do with ControlUp is logging users off, right? Their favorite action is just looking at, there's something about us, the system admins that love destroying things, right? Killing, like the most common question is like, can you kill this process automatically, or can you log off the user automatically? What is it about us? Why do we keep destroying stuff? So of course, logging users off and disconnecting sessions and killing processes, we can do this stuff. But we can do a lot more. And the more requests we got for management actions, the more we got puzzled. OK, how do we go about all those requests? So what we did was we introduced this platform called script-based actions. Let me just kind of zoom into this. So this is a small example of what we have with script-based actions. Basically, what you can do is you can take any PowerShell script, any VB script, any CMD script, and you can plug it into ControlUp and turn it into a management action. And what it means is you can, first of all, you can pull this action. You can do this, perform this action on any number of targets. So imagine a PowerShell script that's performed on multiple targets. So that could be a lot of machines or a lot of user sessions or a lot of processes. And any type of data that we know from ControlUp, right? So any column that you see here, like the name of the user running the process, or its startup time, or the client IP, or the initial program, right? So all of those can be used as parameters, as arguments, and can be passed to the script, right? And they're passed in context. So let me show just a small example of that. I'm going to take this user session, and I'm going to run the script-based action that's called analyze Logon Duration, right? While it's running, yes?
Are you running Powershell Remoting, or do you use another technology? The Powershell Remoting must always be configured.
Right, so who likes PowerShell Remoting? Really? Okay. I didn't ask you to use it, PowerShell. I said who likes it, right? So there's a difference between using it and liking it. So, see, first of all, no, we're not using PowerShell Remoting. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the Microsoft built-in technology is great, but when it comes to performing actions on a large number of targets, and you want to perform it at the same time, that's where things start to be a little bit uncomfortable. And what we're trying to do with ControlUp is use our own technology to perform the actual or to run the actual PowerShell script. So what we're doing is we're sending the script to the target, and we're executing it there using our own components, and we're pumping the output back to the console, and we're allowing you to compare the output, and this is happening in parallel. So not like PowerShell Remoting, and you do not need PowerShell Remoting enabled to perform this. All you need is a single TCP port open and .NET Framework. Okay? So in this case, what I did was I ran a small investigation on that user on that user logon, and I got oh, I only did one, so let's do a couple together. So let's find, because I can sort everything, I can find the most recent session here. So those are the most recent sessions that happened. I can grab a couple together and go to script-based actions and analyze the Logon duration. And it's going to be run in parallel. And what you'll see is a comparison between the output of the actual user. So network providers, user profile, group policy. And we also have another script-based action that analyzes the actual GPOs. So you can see the actual GPOs applied to that user session, and you can see from that which client-side extensions were used. So this is the type of thing that you can do. The great thing about script-based actions, again, you can write your own, and you can use any one of over 100 scripts that we have available in our library. And you can use those scripts on any number of targets. And as you can see here, I have 3 groups. So in this group, for example, I have one session. Well, every session here is in its own group because the output is not similar. But if your script outputs something like completed successfully, and the output is similar for several targets, you'll see them in the same group. So this is a neat way of running a script and comparing the output in real time between all your different targets. So here's ControlUp and script-based actions and multi-target management. Another aspect of multi-target management, yes, Esther? Yes?
Schedule these scripts as well?
Not yet, you can't, but we do have some. I actually do remember a recent example of someone using SCH tasks with a script-based action. So you can kind of integrate it. We do not yet support automated management actions. I do like to hear a use case for that afterwards, okay? So, because I am hearing a lot of interesting use cases, and you really need to get deeper into the use cases to understand the need. Let me show you another pretty unique feature, not a new one, but a pretty unique one. I think the end user computing guys should appreciate this. When you select several user sessions, you can do, actually you can do this, I think. Okay, so what I did right now was manage registry for multiple users. And what you're seeing right now is the live HKey current user hive for all those users combined. So what you're seeing here is the live HKey current user hive for those 4 users. And any differences between their registries is shown in color. So for example, this here, the red key over here is showed in red because only one user has it, and we can actually see which user is that. And in the multi-target, right in the multi-user environment, this could mean trouble. If some user is having a different configuration from the others, this could be bad. And what you can do with this is you can delete the key or change the value to make it like the others. So this is not read-only. You can actually perform the action multi-target on all those user sessions. And if this is a good thing, and this user has a good configuration and all the others have the bad configuration, you can actually distribute this key to all the other users, and it's all applied in real time and immediately. And the same logic here applies to services and file system and programs and updates. So what we're basically doing is taking the familiar tools from Microsoft like regedit and Services MSC and AppWiz, right? And we're connecting them to all of our targets and running them simultaneously and allowing you to compare the output. So this is multi-target management with ControlUp. And again, remember, multiple farms, multiple platforms, comparison. That's for you to find the use cases for that. I'm sure you have quite a bunch. Questions? Yes? Yes?
Can you show the grouping?
Yes, I sure can. So I have 3 minutes left. I'm going to show one neat feature of the grid. Again, this information grid is really powerful, and it can sort and group any number of items. And one neat thing that we're doing is we have the Citrix receiver version. So you can take, for example, all the user sessions running in your environment, and you can drag the receiver version column here. And you can see it actually really fast in real time, the distribution of the Citrix receiver versions in your environment. And you can compare them by, of course, any performance metrics. By the way, performance metrics, there's not nearly enough time to talk about all of them. We have tons of performance metrics for just plain Windows performance and VM performance, and also Citrix and VMware specific stuff. So not nearly enough time to talk about all that. Yes?
Will there be a new iPhone app because when you select all?
If possible, repeat the question once.
Yeah. Sorry.
Will there be a new iPhone app because when you select all, not all your warnings are gone?
Yeah, so soon is the is the official timeline for that. But yeah, we are aware of the request, and we're working on it already. So yeah. Okay, so the last thing that I want to point out in terms of the product itself has to do with Sasha's question from the beginning, and that was basically one of the major gaps, I would say, in the monitoring and management solutions for end user computing is historical reporting, right? What if I want to see something that happened yesterday, last week, a month ago, a year ago, right? So we do have a new innovative solution for this. We're working on it day and night. And what I can show you is a sneak peek preview of what we already have designed and working. It doesn't look this pretty yet on the actual servers. So I do have the prettier screenshots here for you. So this is an example of a user session details report, which is going to be available in beta before September, hopefully. Anyone who would like to join the beta, by the way, talk to us. This is a user session details report, which is going to show you what a particular user did when they logged on, how long were they idle for, when did they go to disconnected. And if you notice this blue line here, it's here to correlate the user's activity with the actual performance that happened of the user session and the performance of the computer on which the user session was running. So be it a terminal server or a VDI, this is used to correlate user activity with actual performance of the user session. And sorry, you're not seeing the counters. So yeah, so this is protocol latency, I/O utilization, RAM utilization, CPU, and everything correlated with the actual user session's activity. So this is my favorite report actually. Other reports include more things like the user session activity for different users, right? If you want to see it, and all the different reports that I think from Edge side mostly you probably are familiar with a lot of those. I really need to wrap this up. The last thing that I have to point out is that there are a lot of consultants in this room and a lot of experts and a lot of trainers, I think. If any of you did not yet hear about the ControlUp Experts program, so do talk to us. We'll be here for the rest of the event, obviously. And feel free to scan this code if you want to fill in the form right now. So any consultants or experts or trainers, we're giving a free NFR license for ControlUp. So being a community product, we'll really like to spread the word about ControlUp, and we would like to encourage you to join the Experts program. So feel free to do that. Thank you very much, Alex, for inviting me and to speak here.
One more thing before we finish. Later today, after all the sessions will be over, there will be an expo, and they will have a screen here. So if you have more questions, you just come up here, and they will have their screen there. There will be also Beam, and there will be also another one. Okay, so there will be.
Beware of the other one. Thank you very much, guys.